If you were 20 years old when Depo-Provera came on the market, you would now be 95 years old. If you were 20 years old when birth control pills became commercially available, you would now be 85 years old. If you were 20 and you were one of the first people to get a copper IUD, you would now be 80 years old. If you were waiting for the hormonal option and you got it when you were 20, you would now be 75 years old. If you decided you didn't want anything in your uterus, but you were okay with something in your arm, and you got that when you were 20, you would now be 55 years old. I think it's super reasonable to be skeptical about the long-term effects of medications. But when it comes to all the options that we have for hormonal contraception, we have decades and decades and decades worth of information on this group of medication. And while yes, there are definitely risks associated with all medications, including all the different forms of birth control, there are things that we can say very confidently are not risks. For example, we know that birth control does not increase your risk of infertility. That's a big concern for a lot of people, especially younger women who are starting birth control, who might be delaying pregnancy, but do eventually want one. The amount of work that has been done to get to this point in medical history, having all of these amazing options at our fingertips for preventing pregnancy and managing gynecologic conditions is amazing. Let's not downplay and say that we don't have the information. We do.